Your LinkedIn profile is not a resume, it's your landing page. So when someone connects with you, they view your profile or they click through from your content, that profile is your moment to convert curiosity into a conversation. Most founders don't think about their profile this way because they set it up once years ago and never touched it again. They treat it like a static biography instead of a dynamic conversion tool. But here's what's actually happening. Someone sees your content, they're intrigued, they click your profile to learn more about you. They land on your profile and then they have about 10 seconds to decide if you're relevant to them or not. If your profile doesn't immediately communicate what you do and who you work with, they leave. If it does communicate that clearly, they keep reading. So that 10-second decision determines whether a profile view turns into a connection request, a conversation, or a potential client. And every section of your profile has a job and nothing is wasted. So let's start with the banner. Your banner is the first thing people see before your headline and before your photo. Most people waste this space with stock photos, generic graphics, motivational quotes, or just nothing at all. Your banner should communicate your value proposition in one clear sentence. It's specific, it's clear, and it immediately tells someone if you're relevant to them or not. So that's filtering, and that's what your banner should do. Your headline sits right below your name, and this is the prime real estate because it shows up everywhere your name shows up on LinkedIn, in connection requests, in comments, in search results, everywhere. Most people just waste their headline with like job titles like founder or CEO or entrepreneur, consultant, XYZ. That tells me or your potential clients nothing about what you actually do or who you work with. Your headline should show who you work with and what you build for them. Not vague statements like, I help businesses grow or I do this, but very, very specific positioning. Something that's specific enough for when someone reads it, they know immediately if it's relevant to them or not. If they match that profile, they think this person works with people like me. If they don't match, they think this isn't for me and they just move on. Either way, you're filtering correctly. Now, next is the about section. If you scroll down, and that's where most people lose the opportunity because they either write too much or just too little. Too much, and people just stop reading halfway through. Too little, and they don't understand what you actually do. So personally, I like to structure the about section in 5 parts, and each part has a specific job. The first part is the hook, and it should mirror your banner. So it starts with the same value proposition you use in your banner, but expanded ever so slightly. That's the hook, and it sets the context for everything that follows. The second part is your story, and this is where you show how you got to where you are today. Not the entire life story, but the relevant parts that explain why you do what you do. So that story shows the journey and it makes the work personal instead of transactional. Now, the third part is the turning point, and this is where you explain the exact moment or an exact event or experience that made you understand that this is a gap in the market and this is one that you can potentially solve. So this turning point, it shows you your insight and it positions you as someone who understands the problem deeply. Now, the fourth part is what you do now and who you work with. This is where you get specific about your offer without making it feel like a sales pitch. So specific enough that someone reading it knows if they fit or not. Now, the fifth part is the call to action. And this should be simple in conversation, not book a call, not DM me, nothing transactional. Something like, if this feels relevant, just send me a message and let's talk about it, or let's chat, or let's talk privately, something that's low pressure and invites conversation instead of demanding action from your prospects. So once we're done with this about section, the next comes a featured section. This is where you showcase your best work. And this is, I think, one of the most underutilized sections on LinkedIn by founders. Most individuals, they just leave it empty or fill it with like random posts that don't communicate anything cohesive. Your featured section should hold your best assets, case studies that show specific transformations you've delivered for clients, frameworks or guides that demonstrate your expertise, or possibly lead magnets like assessments or templates that people can download. Your YouTube channel, if you have one, your newsletter sign up, again, if you have one. So when someone views your profile, they should be immediately able to access your depth without scrolling through months of posts trying to figure out what you actually do. And this featured section gives them that immediate access. So if someone clicks your profile and they see a case study showing how, let's say you helped another business similar to them, they think this person knows what they're doing. If they see a framework breaking down your exact process, they think this person has an exact system that they follow. Let's say they see a YouTube channel with 15-minute videos, breaking down complex topics. They think this person has real depth. And all of that happens before they ever message you. So when your entire profile is optimized, here's what happens. Someone sees your content and clicks your profile. They land on your banner, immediately understand what you do and who you work with. They read your headline and it reinforces the same positioning. They scroll to your about section, the hook pulls them in, they read your story and they see themselves in it. They understand your turning point and trust that you know what you're talking about. They see what you do now and it aligns perfectly with what they need. They click your featured section and they see case studies, frameworks, and your YouTube channel or maybe a newsletter. They think this person is serious, this person has depth, this person knows what they're doing. When they're ready, they send you a message or they accept your connection request so the conversation starts. But this entire journey happened without you doing anything because your profile actually did the work. That's a landing page, not a resume. And most founders set up their profile once and never optimize it. And they wonder why their profile views don't turn into conversations. Your profile is doing the work for you 24/7. Every connection request, every profile view, every click from your content lands on your profile. If your profile doesn't convert, you're losing opportunities every single day. So optimize it once and it works for you forever. That's the real leverage with a LinkedIn personal brand.